Hey there guys, welcome back to my channel Crafty Concepts with Erin. I'm Erin and today we're going to create a scrapbook layout featuring the gorgeous pumpkin spice collection from Close to My Heart. This is brand new and I can't wait to share it with you. It just released September 1st. Now if you guys are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a lover of all things paper crafting, scrapbooking, card making, and you want to learn new tips and tricks and design techniques, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I have a new video to share every Tuesday and Friday. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at this paper pack. So there's two sheets of each pattern and they're double-sided, so if you didn't like one, then there's always the other side, but I can't imagine you not loving this. There's these fun cozy sweaters, leaves and scarves, a good book, and some like coffee or a cup of cider or tea, whatever suits your fancy. And then on this sheet here we have these kind of scribbly little polka dots, and this brings in all the colors that are in the paper pack, and I love that. Cute little acorn branding strip across the top there. This one is absolutely my favorite. I love the Harbour color in the background, and then these pumpkins are just so pretty. We have a nice stripe. This is kind of a tone on tone. I believe this is the Papaya color, which is a new color in this core catalog that just released. So we have the lighter color and then a darker stripe on top. And then this one is just beautiful. It has like all the colors of fall, and we have these leaves, or trees I mean, in the just creating this gorgeous pattern here. And then we have a plaid. Gorgeous. I love it. So if you take a look at the, oh wait, I gotta show you the sticker sheet also. We can't forget the sticker sheet. So I gave a closer look. I just did a catalog walkthrough and we went through all of the things in this collection. But I love these pumpkins, and then lots of leaves, some little circular elements, and then we have some kind of banner cut little tags, a couple different title options on here, some border sticker, and then stickers, and then word sentiments on here. So you can really create a lot with all the stickers on this coordinating sticker sheet. I have the pocket cards. There's 4x6 and 3x4, and there's just a lot of different designs in here. Again, more title options or fun pieces for layering, or if you actually like to do pocket scrapbooking, then these are awesome for that. It's their intended purpose, but I like to use them on my regular layouts as embellishments. So you'll see me work some of those in. And then we also have these very cool wooden stickers. These are adhesive backed and they're made with real wood, so they have this great texture. They're very thin, so they're not going to put too much, can you see how thin those are? They're not going to put too much bulk onto your projects, which is really nice. So we get that gorgeous color and that wood texture without the bulk. So be very careful. We'll see how it goes. You know, you have to pop these out of here because they are thin. Like I said, you just want to be very careful when you take these out of the carrier sheet. So those are really fun. This is a new product and I'll be using these today as well. I'm going to be incorporating a couple stamps, so I'm just bringing in the catalog to show you which ones. This one is called We Love Fall, and it's a collection of sentiments and titles. Look how they've used it on this layout here. They've created this whole strip of fall phrases and stamped it in different colors, and I'm going to do something similar on today's layout. I think I've been on a stamping roll and I really like how they've done that, so we'll be using that. And then also, if you flip to the very back of the catalog, almost the back, we have the September stamp of the month. So every single month Close to My Heart has a stamp of the month that is only available for that month, and this is really cool because it is a D-size stamp set, which means it retails for $18.95, but you can get it for $5 with your coordinating or with your qualifying purchase, or if you're one of my VIPs, you can get this absolutely free with your qualifying purchase. So you can see, to me, it just kind of screams fall because we have grateful and thankful, and I love how you can kind of build a title. So you can use, you know, different elements, mixing and matching to create a title. In their layout here, they said, or worded it, so very grateful every day for these memories. So I really like the way that looks. So I'll be incorporating this stamp also. Okay, enough chatter. Let's go ahead and get this cleared up and we'll get started. I'm going to start by bringing in my VersaMat for my work surface, and let me show you the photos I'll be scrapbooking today. These are my boys, and every year we go to this apple ranch and they have a big pumpkin patch in the fall, and we get to pick out our pumpkins, and it's a fun tradition. The one on the right is a 4x6 and on the left is a 4x4. I'm starting with a sheet of Paprika cardstock. I'm throwing down a few removable glue dots so this will stay put on my VersaMat, and that'll help me get everything lined up. I've trimmed this down. I hate to cover that beautiful paper up, but good thing I have another sheet, right? So I know I want my photos oriented like this, and I want to do kind of a stamped word border. So I have this piece of white daisy cardstock. I've cut it to 3.5 inches wide, and we're going to do some stamping. So I want to bring in my all-purpose mat, and this is going to protect my work surface in case I stamp off the edge. And my second VersaMat here, since it has a foam backing, I'm going to slide that underneath. So now I have this really nice stamping surface to work on. In the catalog, they show all the coordinating colors that go along with each collection, so it's very easy to choose what inks you want to work with. I have Toffee, Papaya, Sangria, Paprika, and Harbour. Now this is that pumpkin spice scrapbooking stamp I told you about. There's that Hey There pumpkin, so I'm going to use the Paprika color first, and then we'll go ahead and ink this stamp up. Let me scoot that over there. Rub it on your arm to season it, and then you're ready to stamp. So I've inked it up, and I'm just lining it up with the top corner of my paper. Give it a good press, and that turned out great. So now I'm going to bring in this one for the love of fall. Now it's actually We Love Fall, but now I'm going to use the Harbour color, and I have this one that says Sweet Cider, and I'm going to offset it so it's justified to the right side. Now to fill in those little gaps, I'm using my Nectarine, and I'm taking some of the smaller images from those stamp sets. This is a little gourd or pumpkin, and then I have a set of fall maple leaves here, and we'll just fill in those little spots, and I think that looks really cool. Now I know my photo is going to cover some of this, so I don't want to bother stamping that area. So I want to bring in the picture to see where it's going to lie. And I do want to add some color, so I'm matting this on Scarlet cardstock. And then I'm going to use my pencil just to kind of mark where that is going to hit at the bottom. And then I can start the stamping process over again. So we have Sangria this time, and this stamp says Warm Blankets. And I'm just looking for those pencil marks and lining that up. Now I'm going to use the color Papaya, and I have the sentiment that says Crunchy Leaves, and we'll stamp that to the right side. See, I'm kind of going back and forth from the left to the right. And now we have Toffee. This one says Pumpkin Everything, because right, that's what we love about fall. Can't get enough of anything pumpkin. So Pumpkin Everything stamp right here. And then last but not least, I'm going to bring that Harbour back in, and we're going to use Chilly Days. I really enjoy adding words and phrases like this to my scrapbook layouts. You know, it's really great if you're not big on journaling also, because these words help create the kind of the story. They're helping reinforce the pictures. Plus, we get to customize it with whatever ink color we want, and it looks super cute. It's a win-win, right? Just like we did at the top, I'm filling in these little empty spots with the pumpkin and leaves, and then I'll go ahead and get this all glued together so you don't have to watch that process. Now this piece is from the Boo Crew. It's leftover, but I really love this orange plaid, and I thought it goes great for Halloween, but it looked great on a fall layout too. So this is a little Harbour colored zip strip with oak leaves on it. And I want to bring in more of that color, so I have a little piece that I thought, oh, I'm going to rip this down one side. So if you tear it towards you, it gives you that nice white edge. And I'll go ahead and just flip this piece around and tuck it under. And that gives us a little added texture there. So I want to bring my photos back in and make sure everything is looking good. And we'll put this one right about here. I'm ready to work on my title, so I'm going to bring in my Misty stamping platform. I already have my stamp mounted to the door, and I want to make sure it's not going to hit that magnet. So we'll scoot that over. This is from the Grateful for This Life. It's the stamp of the month that I showed you, and we're going to do Papaya and Sangria. Now in the catalog, they did some ombre stamping, and I really thought it looked pretty, so I'm going to repeat that. I'm inking up the top of the word in Papaya, and the reason why it's kind of really sticking to my stamp is because I didn't have ink on the bottom, so it's really sticking when I pull up the Misty door. But that's not a big deal because we can put it right back into the correct spot. So I think that's going to look pretty good. And I want to clean that up with my stamp chamois. It looks like it's been used and abused, but it still works great. Now we're going to switch to the Sangria. Always start with the lightest ink when you're doing this and then work to the darkest, because if you get dark ink in your light ink pads, you're going to be sad. Trust me. So I didn't quite get the middle there, so I need to go up a little bit higher. And we'll see how that goes. Perfect. So it's kind of hard to see the color gradient there, but it lightens as it dries, and I think you'll be able to appreciate it more later. Now I'm going to fussy cut this out. I highly recommend these micro tip scissors, especially for fussy cutting. There's a non-stick one for cutting adhesive and then regular, and they're just really great for getting around these, curves and into these little nooks and crannies. When fussy cutting, move the paper rather than your scissors, and then you'll get those nice smooth corners. So I think you can see that color gradient now that it's dry. So I'm going to put my title right in this spot here, and then I wanted to bring in some fall leaves. Now those are from my stash. Those die cuts are no longer available, but there is this stamp set here, and I just don't have it yet. Otherwise I would have used it on this layout and it would have gone really well. I've cut these out of Scarlet paper and Toffee, and I'm going to tuck a few right under the bottom of this photo, and then we'll have the cluster on the right hand side. And I want to bring in some of the stickers from the coordinating sticker sheet. So this pumpkin is that Harbour color, and I want to layer a smaller papaya colored little gourd over the top of that. And this is cute. It says Happy Holidays. And now check out this adorable stamp set. Those adorable little guys are called Thoughtful Critters, and it is National Stamping Month. So to celebrate, Close to My Heart has this Slimline Celebration collection going on. It's a special running right now, and those are the Slimline cards. Check out those die cuts, and there's fun gnome stamps. We have these little fish, and then again, the Thoughtful Critters. And look at these sentiments that are made just for Slimline cards. So cool. I will be having a video coming up soon on my channel featuring those products. But for now, we're going to use these Thoughtful Critters because to me, these little woodland forest creatures just remind me of fall. And my boys are young, and I thought it would just add a touch of fun and whimsy to the layout. I'm stamping these little leaves on Paprika cardstock, and then I want to put a little stump on this Toffee colored cardstock here. And now I'm going to switch my ink out to my intense black for stamping the little critters because I'm going to color those in. So we'll do a little squirrel and then the little wise owl, and I'll color them off camera, but through the magic of film editing, I will go ahead and get those done for you. We have our cute little die cut leaves and then our little critters here. So I have our squirrel. I need to bump that little sentiment up there. And then the owl, I'm not quite sure, maybe here. Oh, on top of the title. I think that's going to look good. I might add some journaling right here, so I'll slide that title up for now. And these little leaves will look cute scattered around the larger leaves. You'll notice I have the cluster in the lower left-hand corner. I've repeated that with the same elements and colors across the page on the right hand side, and then my title up there is another little embellishment cluster, and that is creating that visual triangle that frames in my photos nicely and just draws your eye to the center. I do like using liquid glue for die cuts like this, and I don't cover the whole thing. You don't need to saturate it. Just do a few bits on the bottom half, and I like the ends of my leaves and flowers and things like that to kind of have a little movement to them. So I just secure one end. And now I'm using a couple foam squares. I'm going to pop up some of these elements just to give it some shadowing underneath. Every year I really look forward to visiting this place. It's such a fun fall tradition for us, and we go and there's a hay maze and they have little animals there like pygmy goats and things like that. There's a cute little train that goes around that you can ride, and the boys love to pick out a pumpkin, and we always get cider. Well, I get coffee, they get cider, and we get either a little apple pie slice or some apple spice cookies, and they're so good. And they're gluten-free too for me, so I actually get to eat them. Woohoo! I would love to hear what your family does to celebrate this season. Or maybe you guys live in an area where you don't really have a fall like we have here. So I'm curious. Tell me about it in the comments below. We've just about got all of these little embellishments done, and I'm eyeballing some stickers over on the sticker sheet, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to add that little banner up top and over or layer a pumpkin and this cute little wooden arrow. The arrow's not really standing out too well, so I'm going to add a little bit of a darker shade of brown to this just to give it a little bit. It was the same color as the pumpkin. So we'll just color that with the marker, add a little bit of liquid glue to the back, and we'll just pop that little guy right there. I am loving the color palette in this pumpkin spice collection. It is so rich and pretty. I love fall colors. And you know what? I just realized I completely forgot to add my wooden stickers. Darn it, I'm going to have to catch those on the next layout. I appreciate you guys stopping by and spending time with me today, and I really look forward to reading your comments. To see the still shots, you can visit me on Instagram. The link is in the description box below, along with all the supplies I used in today's video. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you guys next time.